Hello, hello, welcome to Keys to the Kingdom. I am Monique. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today is Thursday, July the 23rd, and I hope you guys are having a great day. So I am coming to you with a word that I was supposed to bring a couple days ago, but I'm just getting around to it. And this is one of the reasons why, because this applies to me as well. So it is spiritual burnout. So just some encouragement. If you are experiencing this or you know someone that is experiencing this, it's no joke because the enemy does not stop. And then we start to feel guilty, and I know I do, and it is just feels like burnout sometimes. I don't want to get too much into, that because I don't want to give the enemy a foothold into any of this. So we're just going to stick straight to the word, and then you can research it and then let God give you the revelation that he wants to give you for this particular word, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's going through it. Okay, so this word is going to come from Psalms chapter 85 verse 8. So Psalms chapter 85 verse 8, and I'm going to read from the New King James Version. So it says, I will hear what God the Lord will speak, for he will speak peace to his people and to his saints, but let them not turn back to folly. I will hear what God the Lord will speak, for he will speak peace to his people and to his saints, but let them not turn back to folly. That's what the enemy is banking on. He think, oh, they're burnt out. They've been through this. We've done that. Oh, okay. At some point, they're just going to give up. Well, I don't know what you thought, Satan, but that ain't happening. Okay? Because the Lord is going to make sure that it's not going to happen, because he's going to bring these words up to us and make sure, hey, I know we're getting towards the end. I know you're tired. I know, your oil is probably running low, but I need you to refocus, get back on the ball. If you're having any issues or anything like that, take it to the Lord and let him, lead and guide you, and let him show you in what areas you need to focus on. Okay. So a couple of ways we can do this is practice looking backwards. Whenever you are overwhelmed by current struggles, pause to thank God for past faithfulness and the grace he has already shown you. Okay? Just sometimes we have to encourage ourselves. I know that's a song, but that is so true. Like, Lord, I remember when I didn't have this and you provided for me. Lord, I remember when I tried to do this and you opened the door for me. Lord, I thank you for the way that you did this and did that. Lord, I know I wasn't qualified for this over here, but I thank you for making the way. That builds the faith, and it builds your spirit back up into the place where it needs to be to at least go another day. Even if you just start taking it day by day, and I'm talking to myself because these last couple of days have been, I don't know what it is, but I'm there was a video that I did about being scattered, and that's when it really started. And I have been trying my best to worship, and I'm just pushing through. And I know God sees the effort, but sometimes the effort is not enough. You have to keep your spiritual fire burning, because the enemy is banking on you not having your spiritual spirit burning, your spiritual fire burning, so that he can have his way with you. But it ain't gonna happen because I called down the God of heaven and his army, and I need you to fight for me, Lord, because I can no longer fight for myself. And then I just leave it at that. But I still try to do what I can do. If I can only pray, I try to, worship for a certain amount of time. I try to read a certain amount of time. I try to, make sure I'm giving my time and my effort, and then I'm putting it in his hand and let him carry me the rest of the way. And because it is tough right now. And I'm sure it's tough on everybody. Okay, so the next one is pray for personal revival. Will you not revive us against that your people may rejoice in you? Ask God to rekindle your joy and passion. And that's another one of my prayers too, is to restore certain things back, because we have gone through. Now this is for the remnant. This is for the people of God that is going through their pruning season, their wilderness season, to restore some things back to your life. And I think that's what we're going through now. Even though I think we're in a season of rest, he's still having to bring us back to restore some things back to us. Like David said, to restore his soul. Imagine you being in a place where you feel like your soul needs to be restored back to you. You know what I'm saying? We say that verse like nonchalantly and not realizing, what this man was going through. He was going through pure hell. He's having to fight all of these battles. He's got Saul trying to kill him, and then once he finished that, now his son's trying to kill him, and all of this. Just imagine, it's like, Lord, okay, when is this going to stop, or at least slow down? So ask the Lord to restore the joy and the peace back into your heart, back into your soul and your mind. Seek alignment. Reflect on scripture, biblical truth, trusting in God and God will bring in a harvest of goodness into your circumstances. Like, take a Bible study, a Bible story, whichever one relates to your situation, and see how that will play out in your life. Lord, I see where you did this for such and such. I'm going through the same similar thing. Just talk to him, and then he'll talk to you, and then he'll lead you from there, and then give you peace in that area that you're seeking. But we can't just sit in the spiritual burnout and not do anything. We still have to do our part, because even though the angels are fighting for us, the ministering spirits are ministering for us, but we still have to do our part here. Okay? So, that is the word that I have for you. That is just some encouragement on spiritual burnout. Like the video. Comment down below if you are experiencing spiritual burnout. How are you dealing with it? You don't really have to go into a lot of detail, because we don't want the enemy to have a foothold. If you don't put it out there, then the enemy don't know about it. But just put something down there, simple and basic. Let the enemy know, hey, look, you're not having this. God has brought us too far to turn back now. We're not giving up. We will proceed with this mission. Okay? All right. So like the video, consider subscribing to the channel so we can get the word out to more people. And I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.